Once again, it's time for the Team Lift podcast with your hosts, Brandon Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Let's go ahead and get right into the show. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Roderick McDaniel, once again hanging out with the grouchiest man in the world, Mr. Brandon Bowie. What's up, Brandon?
Hey, everybody. It's the Comic-Con specialty stuff, so I think we're doing DC this time around.
We're doing the DC Comicon special.
And we have a guest.
We do have a guest. He is back. This is the first time we've had a guest come back for a second time.
Woohoo! I'm back, bitches.
All right. Yes, and if you heard that voice, you know that is my man, Mr.
That's
Nick
his
Valdez.
name.
That's me. What's up, yo?
The Valdez himself. What's up, brother?
Valdez. Just call me Valdez.
Valdez? Okay. For Sheezy. I got you.
Oh, Sheezy.
All right. So we got a lot to get into. First of all, I'm going to start the show off with saying this. Going into Comic-Con, we were all excited. We thought it was going to be a lot of fun. It's always a geek paradise. Nobody expected DC to show up and show the hell out like they did this year. DC fans didn't expect them to show up and show out like they did this year.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah, no.
It was good.
DC really brought their A game. Grouchiest man in the world, what are you thinking? What did you think about DC?
About DC in general?
About DC at Comic-Con.
Not DC.
I think that these new movies that they're going to be coming out with look a hell of a lot better than Batman vs. Superman. I'm actually hopeful.
Okay, mark that. Where are we at? Was that like a minute into the show and you said something positive about a movie? We need to mark this moment in history. It is 8:12 p.m. Central Standard Time on July 27th when we recorded this. This is a moment in history that we will not forget, sir.
I'm really hoping that they pay off with these films. Like, I really hope that it isn't just these trailers look okay and then the movie comes out and it's shit, because the trailers for Batman vs. Superman look pretty good. And then that turned out to be a donkey dick.
Okay, well, let's talk about this, dude. Let's get into it. The trailer that kicked the most ass out of what DC offered, to me, and probably a lot of people in America, Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Wonder Woman trailer, we're getting the Wonder Woman feature film.
That got me excited for it.
Oh, my God. Dude, that trailer kicked so much ass.
And she's fucking batting goddamn mortars away with her shield and then fucking blocking incoming fire.
Bro, this is going to... Okay, first of all...
I think this is the first movie that's ever been made about World War I, really, that I can even think of. Let alone it's a superhero movie set in World War I. I mean, how fucking awesome is that?
I want you to think about something, though. I'm going to throw something at you here. Did it not seem a little reminiscent of Captain America, the First Avenger?
Yeah.
A little
Did you guys
bit.
not get a little bit of that feel to it?
I did,
I agree
but
with you on that.
it wasn't until I viewed it the second time
I
that I
caught
got
it the
that
first
feel.
time I was watching it. I said, and here's the thing. I was happy because I think the first Captain America film did it right. It gave us the original origin story.
Yeah, it was a great origin story.
And then this one here looks like somebody has been paying attention, and they're giving us the Wonder Woman origin story. They're not redoing it. They're not a new 52. It's a badass origin story.
I even got hyped just with the
To
poster.
that end, the scene with Batman and Flash was very reminiscent of the scene of Iron Man going and picking up Peter Parker for the first time in Civil War.
Very much. So you're talking about the Justice League movie
Yeah.
trailer. So in the Justice League trailer, we see Batman assembling the team. Aquaman looks like a fucking badass.
Well, it's Jason Momoa. He's going to be fucking badass in anything.
But, dude, here's the thing. Aquaman's character always should have been a badass. It wasn't until they rebooted it in the new 52 that we realized Aquaman didn't suck.
Yeah.
He doesn't suck in the game Injustice either.
I really want to see that scene, though, in the movie of him on the flying fish, just whipping him while he's standing on him, flying over the fucking sea.
I will walk
Come
out of
on.
that movie and set the theater on fire. I'm not scared to say that if that happens.
I would fucking die laughing. That would be worth my money just to
If I
fucking
see
see
this fool
that
riding a
happen.
giant seahorse, I will go to the headquarters in D.C. and I'm punching somebody the fuck out. That's all there is to that. Just going to be like, I'm going to jail that week of that movie.
But damn it, it was worth it.
Yeah, it's going to be, hey, why is Roderick not on the show this week? He's serving time.
He's serving time.
he knocked somebody the hell out for that decision of Aquaman riding a giant seahorse. But no, man, I loved what I'm seeing out of them, man. Their movies, I know look, it's no secret. If anybody's been listening to this show long enough and they've been hanging out with us two chuckleheads, we know how you feel about Batman versus Superman. And I don't know if you've ever heard him describe this, Nick, but the way Brandon has described it, it has now become his catchphrase, is it was 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. He is known for this saying. I always get emails from people for him saying that. It was 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. They can't remember anything else Brandon said, but they know he said 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
That's me on most days, honestly.
That's you? Okay. Just describing my inner self. Oh my God. So yeah, I liked it. I'm kind of hyped. The thing that I liked about it, and I actually spoke with my brother, he's a big kind of comic book movie junkie. So we, growing up with these characters, and us being, in the 80s when we were collecting these comic books, it was kind of neat to see these movies coming out. His biggest complaint, and it's a valid complaint, he did not like the way Cyborg looked. Here's his thing. He said, if you can make RoboCop without the CG, and he's actually in a costume, why couldn't they have done Cyborg in a costume without trying to CG him up? He said this could have been pre-production trailer, and they can always go back and digitize it. He said, but I'm not really hyped on. He said, I wasn't really hyped on the Flash's uniform. It was a little too shiny.
It looks like a Power Ranger uniform.
Yeah, he said they could have stuck to the Flash uniform from the show, and I'd have been good with that. He said, I wasn't really big on Cyborg. He looked a little too CGI for me. He said, I'm just not quite sure I'm sold on that character, that design. So I was like, okay, those are fair. He said, Aquaman, amazing. Wonder Woman, we know is going to be amazing. He said the Wonder Woman trailer, he was a fan of that. His two biggest complaints from the Justice League movie are those. That's it. The shiny Flash suit and Cyborg. Did you guys notice that Superman's not really...
Yeah,
Superman wasn't in the trailer, but then again, Superman was dead at the end of the last movie, so maybe he hasn't finished his regeneration cycle.
But that's the thing that gets me about this, because we do know, like, I've seen posters, or I should say promo pictures that came out of Comic-Con, and it showed Superman in those promo pictures with the full team, but you don't see him in the trailer, and I kind of noticed that, so...
I don't know. Maybe they're just doing the same thing they did in Batman vs. Superman and giving him no fucking lines. So why have him in the trailer,
Anything to reference back to that movie.
But there is a second Justice League movie that's coming.
You already knew I was about to get you. I like how you segued me away from killing you. Are we gonna... Okay, we are getting another Justice League movie. Now, are you guys... You may not be aware of this, but did you see that there's a Justice League Dark animated film coming?
No, you just spoke about that.
Okay, so Matt Ryan, who played Constantine on the show, is going to be returning to the animated film, and he will be doing his voice for the animated film.
Fantastic.
The Justice League Dark lineup is going to have Constantine, Zatanna, the Mistress of Magic, Swamp Thing, Etrigan the Demon, and Deadman. So we really are getting the kind of dark side of the magic demon side of the DC universe in an animated film.
I can roll with that.
Yeah, it looks really good. I really liked what I saw from it. So
you said there's a teaser trailer.
There is a trailer for it. I know if you look up Justice League Dark trailer, you can find it. It's actually a nice little promo trailer that we watched, because it has the director, it has the production manager, character design. So it's... DC's animated films are always quality to me. Somehow their animated universe is just better done than their real films, but their animated universe is really good. Those films, I've yet to see a really bad one.
I think the difference between the animated films and the full feature films is that the people who are doing the animated films don't have the budgetary constraints and the waiting on all of this CG. They can just do shit
Yes.
and animate it, and it's very cheap to do. So they can actually tell stories from the comic books, and they can actually pull directly from the comic books. They don't have to, oh, we're going to change this a little bit so that we can save $5 here or $5 there or something.
Yeah, no, exactly. I totally agree with you on that. It looks really good. If you guys get a chance, I definitely would recommend you checking out that trailer, because I do think that the Justice League Dark is going to be one of their bigger films, okay? So now,
Roll that.
I got one for you.
What?
What you got?
Now, this is your alley. You're big on The Flash. Now, we saw out of Comic-Con the Flash Season 3, I take it. That is the Season 3 trailer. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
Flashpoint.
Yes. Flashpoint.
So let's just get into it. Flashpoint. We knew Flashpoint was coming. When you watch the trailer, you kind of see it. Now, I'm under the impression that this is going to cross over all the shows, isn't it?
It is.
It's supposed to bring in every one of the shows. I know the trailer we watched really only gets into just really Barry's journey, and we see Kid Flash in action. We saw Zoom locked up. We see some stuff going on. So we even see the Flash Death, the skeleton dressed in black, the Black Flash that's death personified for speedsters. We saw a lot in that trailer.
Yeah, we saw a lot.
We're thinking, or at least the thinking is that it's not going to be a full season of Flashpoint. It's going to be an episode or 2 or 3 before he goes back and fixes the timeline. But I think probably the way that he fixes the timeline is going to shake up everything. Like, he's probably going to go back and save his mom, but going back and saving his mom, or not saving his mom, is going to cause other ripples of other weirdness that's going to happen in the timeline outside of the Flashpoint. Everything is fucking crazy.
Right. Because, Flashpoint in the comic book gave us New 52, and now in the comic book we're going through Rebirth. And so now I'm kind of wondering, what are they going to do with the show? Because what are we going to get once he's done with the Flashpoint? Is it going to give us a New 52 timeline, and then we're going to do that for a season before they rebirth us? Well, I mean, what are we going to get here? So it's a lot of unanswered questions. I do know that we do know for a fact out of Comic-Con that the second episode of The Legends of Tomorrow will be titled The Justice Society of America.
Yes.
We also know that the Legion of Doom is coming.
Yep.
Now, as far as the Justice Society of America, 3 characters we know for a fact that are coming to the Legends. We do know Stargirl, Obsidian, Dr. Midnight.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure who their Legion of Doom was, because it looked, if you look at it, there's a picture on Twitter, and I think you turned me on to that picture on Twitter of it. Okay, so we can kind of see Zoom. We see Captain Cole. Is that Boomerang?
No, that's not Boomerang.
Who is this in the bottom, though? Is the bottom left? That's supposed to be Vandal Savage?
No,
No,
that's
that's,
Damien Dark
yeah,
from
Damien Dark.
Arrow.
Oh,
From Arrow.
so we got Damien Dark.
So
Who else
Damien
have we got in this
Dark,
picture?
Captain Cold, fucking...
Yeah, I forgot his name from Arrow.
Oh, this was another
He's from Arrow.
a show I do not watch at all. I have never watched an episode.
I can't believe
of
I'm
Arrow.
blanking on his name.
Yeah, I'm blanking on his name as well.
He's Green Arrow's like greatest nemesis. Like, he's always fucking with him.
Wind. If you're firing arrows, I think wind is your greatest nemesis. I'm sorry.
That was
I'm
fantastic.
just saying, that's your greatest nemesis is wind. I mean, just saying. Now, and the sad part is, I've never watched an episode of Arrow. I've never once
Really?
sat down. I just did not appeal to me.
Me too.
Totally did not appeal to me. So when it came out, and everybody was like, a lot of my friends, and of course our friend of the show, Joe Nathan, gets pissed when I say don't watch this. Joe Nathan's brother, Carlos, is even mad at me because I won't watch Arrow.
I mean,
Like, I got the whole Joe Nathan clan just upset because I don't watch Arrow.
If you decide to watch Arrow, just watch seasons 1 through 3 and skip over season 4.
What went wrong in season? What? Okay.
Everything
Yeah,
went
what-
wrong
what-
in season 4. They brought in Damien Dark in season 4, and they decided to bring in Magic, and they decided to bring in a chick who should have been Zatanna, who's not Zatanna, who's somebody that they just made up for the show. It got silly right after they decided to get Oliver and Felicity together. It just got dumb.
See, I always had to take it with a grain of salt.
No, I'm serious, dead serious right now. If you go to the Arrow subreddit,
Mm-hmm.
everybody fucking hates season 4. Everybody. Everybody.
He may have a point there. It may be hard to argue that. This may be one time that the grouchiest man in America was actually part of a movement.
He's very serious about it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna give it a shot. I may have to watch it. I'm trying to watch everything else I care about before I delve into Arrow because it just never appealed to me at all.
So the first season is fucking awesome because he's just literally running around whacking people, just murdering them left and right. He does it through the first season, he does that through the second season, and then something happens in the second season. He decides, okay, I can't kill anybody anymore. And then in the third
this
season,
one was killing people.
yeah, like
Straight
just
up
fucking murder them. Just
So when he's hitting them with the
Bam,
arrows, these
bam.
are not. Oh,
No.
he just flesh wounded them.
No, he's
these are
killing.
I'm eliminating threats like I'm fucking Batman and this is Batman versus Superman.
Yeah,
Like he's just killing.
yeah. The whole
people.
premise of the first one, he has a list. He's just marking people off the list.
Okay,
people
first
who-
of all, I like that whole idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the idea of him just being this stone
When-
cold murdering vigilante.
Whenever
That's exactly what he is.
kind of switched to being more like he is in the comic books, where he just wounds people and doesn't kill them, and he decides to not assuage his darker nature. That's kind of when the show kind of starts to turn, and then it just gets really bad in season 3 because he's not killing anybody. There's way too many fucking primary characters. Like it just, I don't know. It's just, there's just too much.
You like the murdering version of him.
Yeah, he was fucking great. He was great. Just let him go kill people again, please. That's why I'm hoping Flashpoint affects Arrow's timeline to kind of erase all the stupid crap that happened in season 4. So that we can get back to him murdering people, because it'll be more interesting than him not murdering people. The character that I was having such a fucking hard time remembering is Malcolm Merlyn. That's who that is.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
This
fair.
is Malcolm Merlyn. This is Reverse Flash.
Mm-hmm.
I have no fucking clue who that is. I don't know who that is.
Who?
And I don't know who
That's
that is
Dr.
either.
Midnight.
Dr. Midnight.
This
That
is Dr. Midnight?
Now, Dr. Midnight would have been Batman back in the Justice Society timeline. He was very similar to that.
Okay.
Stargirl was the... Oh, God, it depends on which timeline they use. And one, she's the niece, and one, she's the daughter of Starman. So, it's really weird. Justice Society is just... It's a weird Earth 2 kind of Justice League, but they took place during World War II, and...
Really?
It's just a really weird timeline thing, man. It's really... This is the thing about multiple Earths in the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
I never know which hero I'm going to get. I
Well-
never know which one's coming to party. So it's kind of weird. I don't know what they're going to do. If those are the character designs, that is straight up Justice Society era heroes right there. So we're going to be good.
I do know that the Flash that they saved at the end of the last season is going back to his timeline, or going back to his Earth, but he's going to be a part of the Justice Society of America stuff.
So Jay Garrick?
Yeah, Jay Garrick is going to be coming back,
Okay, so
As
that makes
Jay Garrick.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
and he's going to be a part of the Justice Society.
Okay, I can live with that. That makes sense. That he was a very intricate part of that team.
Yeah, they've confirmed that Damien Dark, Malcolm Merlyn, and Jay Garrick are all going to be cross all of the shows. So,
Wow.
I mean, Damien Dark was all of season 4 of Arrow. Like they kind of adopted this, like, we're gonna bring in one big bad and we're gonna have him for the whole season. But they didn't really set up Damien Dark all that well. It was just kind of muddled. He just kind of shows up out of nowhere, and they connect him to like Lian Yu, and they connect him to a whole bunch of magic crap, and then fucking Oliver has to Care Bear stare him out of existence using the power of everybody in the city. That's like what happens at the end of the.
I'm just visualizing it.
I wish that I was joking.
I feel like that's what happened.
Like, I really wish that I was joking. That's basically the what happens at the end of the series.
What they did
Arrow,
again.
Care Bear stare.
Care Bear stare him out of existence. So Oliver has to... the only way that Oliver can beat him is if Oliver learns some magic. So Oliver goes off and he meets this chick who should have been Zatanna, but is not. She teaches him how to use this magic that comes from hope inside of him that's connected with the tattoo that he's got somewhere on him that...
On his side.
What's his name? Constantine put on him when Constantine was with him on Lian Yu. So in order to defeat him, he has to use the exact opposite power. So Damien Dark is using all the dark side powers. He has to use all the light side powers, and it includes hope. And so at the end, like, there's this big fight scene that doesn't make any sense because you got people with pitchforks running at guys with fucking guns, and somehow they're not all dead by the time they meet. But that gives Oliver the hope that he can defeat Damien Dark, and he winds up like using the light side powers to defeat his dark side powers.
I'm walking away from this show with a lot in my mind.
That's what I'm saying.
But the fact that this fool said Care Bear stare.
He's gonna Care Bear stare him out of existence. That was the plan.
Why is that? There should be a movie called Care Bear Stare. As far as it could be a porn.
I will watch
that. It could be a legitimate film. It just needs to exist somewhere in the universe. Mm-hmm. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna give him the Care Bear stare, and that should just be a title somewhere.
I think just melt him.
Yeah,
out of existence.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. There are a lot of times that I call you the grouchiest man in America, but today you got the cleverest line in America. Yes. Care Bear stare. Wow. Okay, let's keep it moving.
There's a rumor now.
Yes.
Aquaman is going to come in at the Flash season 3.
Yes, as part of the Flashpoint.
It's part of Flashpoint. So, if your theory is correct, there, Brandon, then we should see him in the first 2 or 3 episodes.
I would hope.
But I believe your theory is correct. I think the Flashpoint's not going to go the full season. Probably 3 or 4 seasons max. Maybe not even that. And then, yeah, we'll figure something else out.
Here's my thing, though. And this is what people keep saying about this. We talk about the glimpse. And when I say the glimpse, you know what I'm talking about. The Hal Jordan reference.
Yeah.
Where if you weren't paying attention, you didn't notice that bomber jacket said Jordan on it and that they were at this bar that pilots frequented. So you didn't kind of catch the Green Lantern reference.
Well, there's another Green Lantern reference in when they're trying to send prisoners to Lian Yu, where they go to Ferris Air, and that's the airfield that the plane is taking off that's going to go to Lian Yu.
Right.
So it's not like they haven't done a reference to it before, but yeah, there's a lot of references. Like they constantly will reference things that are in the comics on purpose, just so that, you know, they can, I guess, gauge fan reception to it. And then when the fan reception is good, it kind of gives them a lever to be able to get a little bit deeper into the toy box on DC side of things and get things out that they're not allowed to play with yet. So they did that with Grodd in the very first episode of Flash, and then later on they did Grodd.
Oh yeah, because we saw the monkey and saw the cage, so we remember that. I remember.
And then when they sent Grodd to Earth 2, they sent him to the rest of the sentient apes. So we've got a possibility of, you know, after Flashpoint happens, maybe Gorilla Grodd comes back with a whole fucking army of monkeys and starts fucking the city up. I mean, there's all these things that they could do, and they always reference them here and there on purpose.
They could get interesting. We're just going to have to watch that one. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it, but it could get very, very interesting. All right. So, tell me what else that we need to be aware of that you think.
This last one is yet another Justice League. It's Justice League Action.
The cartoon. That's coming to Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That stars every freaking hero
Yeah.
in the Justice
They're
League
just-
pantheon.
Fuck it, we'll put everybody in.
This reminds me of Justice League Unlimited, which was a great cartoon. But when it started bringing in everybody, we had like Captain Atom, Firestorm. We got heroes that didn't normally get on the first seasons of the Justice League cartoon came into play. I'm kind of excited about what's going to happen with this one. So I watched the trailer, but there was something I noticed about the trailer.
What's that?
In the trailer, we heard the voices of two particular actors that I know are very fond to the Grouchiest Man in America. We heard Kevin Conroy. We heard Mark Hamill
Oh yeah.
as Batman and the Joker.
By
Yes.
the way, Killing Joke.
Let us discuss this. This week, a lot
I've
of you-
seen it.
The listeners may not know this, but Brandon went to Alamo Draft House. Which one did you go to?
The Village.
The Village. So that's here in Austin, Texas. You guys.
By
may
the
not be
way,
aware of that.
Alamo Draft House Village. If you live in Austin and you want to go to a draft house, the Village in the front row, and this is only in the front row, they have automatic reclining seats. I did not know this before I went. They recently redid all the seating in all of the theaters in the Village,
Right.
and along the front row, they put automatic recline. You touch a button and it reclines. You touch another button, it comes back up.
So it's like the one at the movie house in Eatery.
What?
So
But it's
all
only
the seats in
for-
the front row.
All the seats in the front row. I don't know if it's in every theater, but it was in two of the theaters that I've been in the last week.
I know the movie house in Eatery that's
Mm-hmm.
out in, I don't know, can we even call that North Austin, I guess?
No, it's in.
I can't call it Cedar Park, and it's not, it's along 620. And if you live in Austin, you know the movie house in Eatery along 620, going out toward the Mansfield Dam. Their front row is all those seats. Their entire theater is those seats. So there's really no bad seats in a movie house in Eatery, but that's off
I mean,
the subject.
there's no bad seats in the Alamo Draft House. I just was floored. I was like, I sat down and I went, I have buttons. I got buttons. I can push buttons. So I just kind of laid all
loves
the way
them
back
buttons.
and just let the Killing Joke wash over me for like an hour and 15, maybe an hour and 20 minutes. It's not that long.
Really? Okay.
So what you think?
I did not like their treatment of Batgirl at the very beginning because they had to add something to it because the original comic is not that long. It's just one issue. So in order to expand it into a whole movie, they told a backstory of Batgirl leading into her getting shot so that you basically knew who Batgirl was ahead of time. The problem is that they used it as a cheap lever to try to tug at your emotions. So, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. Her and Batman wind up having like a thing, and they have sex. And after that, I guess that's supposed to be like they love each other, or they like each other enough that they've had sex, and so that is supposed to be an even more emotional trigger for Batman to just want to go and kill the fucking Joker when he shows up to save Gordon.
Okay, first
but-
of all, I don't even know if we have to.
Yeah, you,
I mean,
you don't
I-
need to qualify that.
Yeah, you don't. Here's my thing, but let me get into this. Comic book nerd says, hey, here's the thing that we got. We have, in the comic books, there was a way we could maybe qualify that there had been something between Barbara and Bruce, okay? So you're not pulling far from the comic book when we say that. Did we need it, though, in
No.
the movie?
We didn't need it.
Probably not.
And the reason why we didn't need it is because it just made Batwoman look weak. Like they did that thing where they just treated her more like a prop instead of a character,
Which I hate.
which really pissed me off. It was like there was no need for this. They didn't need some kind of like a silly love interest between Batman and Batgirl. They're family. Like, Batman would have wanted to fuck up the Joker regardless of whether or not they had had sex at some point in the past.
Right.
And that was really the only thing that actually bothered me. Other than that, everything else was great. Like, once you get to the back half of the film where the Killing Joke actually starts, it's almost like pulling the pages off and putting them on the screen, just one by one.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Beyond that, it's great. It's great. Like they turn the ride through the tram on the train, where he's like doing that little rhyme in the comic. They turned it into a full Broadway musical production of him singing what's going on, that you see on the comic pages.
As he's trying to break Jim Gordon down.
Yeah, he's trying to break Jim down.
Okay.
But yeah, overall, great. Amazing.
So on a scale, let's say you're a teacher, you're giving it a grade. A+, A-? Where are we at?
I'd say just a solid A, not an A+. A+ would have been if they hadn't fucked up the beginning.
Okay. So now I've had, you remember one of our guests, the GD Batman. I was talking to her this week. She also saw it.
Yeah.
I asked her about it. She said you could feel in the movie that you could tell where the whole pacing, the whole movie just kind of changes.
Yeah, it shifts.
It's a clear shift in this movie where
Yeah.
it's just like, boom, we're going from this little pre-story to boom, we're full on Killing Joke at this point. And she said you will feel it. You will notice
Yeah.
it when it happens.
It's like a switch. Like it just flips tone completely. And that was another thing, is that flip in tone is kind of jarring. Like if this was a television series, there would have been 2 different episodes.
Wow.
That's literally how night and day it is. Like you could jump, if you know Batgirl and you just wanted to see the Killing Joke, you can literally jump to a specific part in the movie and just start watching it, and it's the Killing Joke.
Okay.
I think that they could have done with making the first part, the Batgirl part, darker, and that would have probably been good. But yeah, it's overall, watch it. It's fucking awesome.
I love how you try to give like a spoiler warning, but it's a spoiler warning for a comic book that's existed for 10 years. So before people kind of write into the show and say, oh my God, spoiler alert, grow the fuck up. It's a 10-year-old story. You've had 10 years to read this comic book.
The reason why I gave the spoiler alert is because the first 30 minutes is something that nobody's seen before.
Yeah.
It's completely and utterly, they just made all of that up.
So it's movie shit.
Yeah.
Movie shit with a little bit of basis in the comic books.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a great basis, but a little bit. Because that's the thing. The Bat family is, we don't need a reason for Batman to want to hurt you, because they are a Bat family, whether it's the Nightwing or the different variations of Robin or Batwoman or Batgirl, or, I mean, he
Fuck
cared
with
for
anybody
these
in the
people.
Bat family, he's gonna fuck you up.
That's
just the way it is.
That's just all there is to it. He's gonna want to put you down when you mess with the fam.
Now they did sort of tried to take Batgirl to the dark place that Batman is at. It's like there's one scene where she just literally fucking unloads on this guy and just keeps hitting him until his face is mush and almost kills him. But it doesn't, I don't know, it just isn't like it. I'm bringing it up now because I just thought of it now. It's not like it was something that was fresh on my mind, you know. It wasn't something that stuck out. But it just fell flat a little bit.
Do we have any word on when this one's coming to Blu-ray or DVD?
I believe it was the day that they put it in the theaters. That's also the day that it released.
So it's out somewhere in
Should
stores.
be, yeah.
I may spend tomorrow
we need to
in
look
searching
that
for
up.
that one. Okay, because I like all the animated DC animated films are amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this, and if you hadn't watched like the Justice League versus the Teen Titans, get it. Just don't even think about it. Get it. Every single one of them was good. Whether it was Justice League War, which I think is available on Netflix. A bunch of the DC films are on Netflix, but definitely suggest those. Okay, cool. So we got that whole thing. We know what's coming out with the Justice League action. I didn't see any dates for that, though. That's one of the things I did notice, is that I know they were talking about it. I know it's going to be going to Cartoon Network. I know there's a lot of talent in it. they did not once mention when this is going to premiere, when it's going to air. I didn't hear anything yet.
Yeah,
Have you
no,
guys
either.
heard anything?
No, it did not.
All right, cool. That's one thing I'm kind of geeked about, man. Oh my gosh! And you guys that are not here in the studio with us, you can't see this, but we while we're talking to you guys, we have stuff playing on these computer monitors, and we keep seeing the Wonder Woman poster, and the trailer keeps popping up.
Great poster.
The poster looked amazing. The trailer, phenomenal. I am in love with this trailer for Wonder Woman.
I didn't think I was gonna like her as Wonder Woman, but I stand corrected.
Yeah, I had a real reservations about that, and then in Batman vs Superman, she fucking killed it.
Yeah, this is one of the best scenes of the movie.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, everything about this movie trailer, as we're watching it and it's playing in front of us, my God, everything about this looks amazing.
Getting a boner just looking at her right now.
Well, okay, that was too much, but okay. You're having a different kind of Wonder Woman episode.
It's good. It's good.
Oh, man, I was just telling you, it just looks so cool to just see this happening and what they're going to do.
Yeah.
My God, that trailer, it just looks... You know what? I really want this to be the one that does so big and does so great. And it was cool kind of seeing Chris Pine. Is he Hollywood's it man for sci-fi? Because he's in all the Star Treks, and now he's going to be in Wonder Woman. It's kind of neat seeing him show
It is
up.
kind of nice.
Captain Kirk gets to bang everybody, okay?
He really does, man.
He's gonna bang Wonder Woman.
Man, but here's the thing: when the Amazons go out there and there's like a battle scene in the trailer, and the Amazons are waylaying these soldiers,
I'm
I
intimidated.
felt bad for the soldiers.
Yeah.
You have gone on the wrong island to pick a fight when the Amazons show up. And who is this? Is that supposed to be the Axis they're fighting?
This is World War One.
Oh, yeah. Look at her, man.
Man,
Like, she is just tearing everybody a new one, knocking away mortars with her shield, and we see her use the lasso of truth to knock a fool out. I'm just like, I'm sorry. This is going to be amazing.
she Jackie Chan's some people with that whip. It's awesome.
Yeah, I cannot.
When she
wait.
does this shit where she slides with the fucking
Yeah.
that is so awesome.
Yeah,
She puts her shield on the ground and then slides over and kicks somebody in the face.
here's what I want to see. Now, I know you were talking about you're going to do this anyway. You're going to put up links to all this stuff on our page.
Yeah, I actually have. I'm prepared this time. I went ahead and just put everything together, and basically what we're using for show notes today is going to go up. I'm just going
Is
to
this
copy
going to
and
be on
paste
our
it.
YouTube page?
It's probably going to put it in the YouTube description. I'm also going to put it in our Facebook group, and
Okay,
then I'll
great.
probably put a link to the Facebook group's posts
Okay,
on Twitter.
perfect.
So-
That's what we need because I want people to be able to get to see these trailers. The only thing, add in a Justice League Dark. I want people to see this. I really want people to get excited about this. I think it's going to be big. So DC, if we were going to grade them, their Comic-Con performance, Nick, how do you feel they did this year?
And to be honest, I'm not a huge DC fan. Mostly into DC TV. But first time I was actually legitimately excited about a DC movie with Wonder Woman. So yeah, I'm gonna give it probably about a 7.
Wow. So we're talking scale of 1 to 10. You're giving them a 7?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him 7.
Brandon, where are you at on them?
I think that their willingness to be able to come in and show what they're doing with the Justice League, the actual live action Justice League movie, this early on, like they just kind of came in and put their dick on the table and went, "This is Justice League, bitches."
Be flopping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to give them probably an A+.
Woo.
Yeah.
You A+'d them.
A+
plus
them. Despite Batman versus
whoa.
Superman.
Yeah.
Despite-
Whoa. That's big for you to
That
give
is
them
good.
an A+.
Despite Batman versus Superman, I'm really excited for the shit that they're doing. Like, they got big points for doing Flashpoint on Flash. They got big points for bringing the Justice League in. I'm hoping that they're going to be integrating Supergirl into the greater DC television universe because she's technically on her own Earth at the moment. And I think Flashpoint is going to have something to do with that, or maybe there's going to be something else within Season 3 that's going to do it. So all around, they're they're winning on television, and they're winning, at least at this point, trailer wise, with their movies. I'm hoping that they're going to be good.
Okay, so we know that they're killing it right now in the movies. I mean, they look like they're really trying to make it a kill. And I think my personal opinion was that because of how mixed opinions were about Batman versus Superman, they know what they're up against. They kind of dug themselves into a hole. I felt like they came into Comic-Con knowing what they were up against. Their back was against the wall. And I like it when people's backs are against the wall because they seem to really kick ass when they're having to fight. And I felt like that's what they did. They really did some cool things. There was some other stuff that came out of this. Now,
there was yet another trailer. Like, if they need any more fucking trailers for this movie. Another trailer for Suicide Squad.
yes,
Yeah.
Watch that one.
I loved it.
I liked it.
I've stopped watching them because I feel like once you watch too many, you watch the whole movie.
You could say that, but this one here, I really think this one has fleshed it out even more. I feel more justified in my excitement for this movie than I ever have.
Okay.
I'm cautiously optimistic. The movie is coming out on my birthday.
Yeah.
So
Well, there you go.
if they fuck that up, if they fuck up a release that they're going to put on my goddamn birthday, they can go fuck themselves.
You heard that here, America, from
he
the
strikes
graciest
again.
man in the world.
He strikes
Put stuff
again.
on his birthday. What is your birthday? What is that?
August 5th.
So it's that Friday.
It's that day, that Friday.
That was
Oh, wow. So
Yep.
August 5th, movie comes out. Are you going that opening weekend?
I probably will go opening weekend. I don't
want to
know.
go that Sunday. If you're down, let's go Sunday. I don't want to do Friday night. I don't want to do Saturday. But Sunday afternoon,
Sunday morning.
I'm
If
the guy
I'm-
that likes to go Sunday morning when everybody's
yeah.
in church and nobody's in my way.
That's when I like to go as well.
If I'm gonna go, if I'm in town, yeah.
Okay, if
That's
you're in town.
that's the problem. Is like I don't know if I'm gonna be going to Waco or if Waco's gonna be coming to me.
You do travel a lot.
Yeah.
You are on the road. Here's what blows me away. In our friendship, in this working relationship, I'm the stand-up comedian, and I do hosting of shows. But this fool is on the road more than me.
I think
He's a roadie.
He really
I want to
is.
say I was probably going back and forth between Waco in the last 2 weeks like 6 times.
No, you put some miles on the car.
Yeah, you
The
have.
Volvo is getting miles. You really have been hitting it. I've been busy myself, so I get it. But man, you have really been racking up the miles, so it's going to be a weird one. But I want to go opening weekend, and then let's do a show about it. I just kind of want to get it in as quickly as we can before it's ruined. And then we're going to do a spoiler-free show, and then I think we can do a spoiler show. We'll do 2 shows that week. We'll just offer it.
We could just do spoiler free for the first like so long, and then when we decide we want to get into spoilers, we can just
We'll do a spoiler
tell
show.
you to fucking stop listening.
Yeah, and get off the podcast now because we're about to
hit the
break
stop
heart.
button.
Because I really feel like there's some stuff that we're going to get into with that one, and there's a lot of stuff I'm excited about. Speaking of, so now we got their movie front, their TV front. Let me throw another one at you. The video game front. DC showed us a little bit more of Injustice 2.
What did they show? Because I could not find
Just some more characters.
story
So
about
we
it.
did get to see Wonder Woman.
They revealed Wonder Woman and
We also
Blue Beetle.
Yeah, Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle is in the game, and he's a beast.
He's fantastic.
No, he's a beetle. What the fuck is wrong with
He
you?
reminds
He is a
me.
beast. He has some power moves in that game that Wonder Woman looks like a very in the first Injustice, I got my ass kicked by Aquaman online more times than I care to remember. He is a overpowered character. Wonder Woman looks like the OP character for Injustice 2. She has a
might be.
move set that was amazing. So I'm really excited about that game. And it did really well. And as far as sell figures went, I mean, it was the guys that did Mortal Kombat. So
Oh,
we knew it was Ed
yeah.
Boon's team and those guys. We knew we weren't going to get we were hoping we wouldn't get a crappy game. We did not get a crappy game. Injustice, Gods Among Us was a great game. It's a great comic book, and I think they did a really great fighting game with it. Part 2 is looking to be everything we loved of Part 1, but more great characters. So hopefully we get to see some more characters revealed. There was one show, though, and this one is so underground. Not a lot of people are aware of it, but you guys may not know DC has a line that they call Vertigo, which is where there are more adult-themed shows were. Vertigo was also home of Hellblazer, which is John Constantine. That was the line that launched his comic book line. We also got Preacher, which is a show on AMC, came from the Vertigo line. So there's some great stuff that comes out of there. I do believe Vertigo was home of this next title I want to bring up. Did you guys, by any chance, see the trailer for American Gods?
Yes.
Yes, actually we did.
What do you guys think? First of all, I'm going to tell you right now.
Odin.
It's exciting to me.
Odin is cast absolutely perfectly.
Okay.
Ian McShane is Odin.
Yes.
Ian McShane as Odin. Like I've read the books, or the book, I should say. I think Neil Gaiman is actually working on a sequel. Okay. But I read the book a long time ago, and he's the perfect casting choice for Odin.
I loved everything about that trailer.
And that whole show has kind of been in development hell for a long time now. And it's finally getting to the point where we're going to see it come out.
Surprisingly, I did not ever think that could be made for TV. But I think with the success of The Walking Dead and Preacher and shows of that kind of ilk,
yeah,
I think America is ready for a show like American Gods. It's going to, I'm going to just be honest, there will be some Christian groups that are going to get upset. I think there will be some Christian groups that come out, they get mad, they
always
mad at
get
everything.
upset.
There's always
They're
one
pissed off about Pokemon Go. They're going to get mad about this. Who gives a fuck?
Somebody's going to be upset. But this one here, Neil Gaiman is, let's face it, the guy's an amazing writer. He's very talented. He's well known for his Sandman series. He's written some of the greatest comic book titles we'll ever read in his lifetime. The guy's won more awards for his science fiction writing and his writing than we will ever.
He's the only person I've ever heard of who's actually described himself as accidentally writing a book.
Yes.
Like he was writing a story to his wife while he was away from her for her to read. He wrote it chapter by chapter, and then they wound up turning it into a book and actually releasing it.
Right. This guy's something else. He's amazing. So, to me, American Gods, if you guys aren't on it, we'll try to get something up on the page, is definitely, you're going to hear it here first. This is a show you need to be watching when it comes and hits TV because it's going to rattle cages. I think it's safe for us to say that. So you can hear it now and jump on the train before it launches, and then you hear everybody talking about it, and then you're trying to catch up.
I think the only thing people are going to have problems with is the fact that it's on Stars.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to get a Stars subscription, or you're going to have to buy it through iTunes if you don't want to get a Stars subscription to watch it.
You're going to want to have Stars, but to me, for them to go to cable was the right way to do that show because you cannot do that story justice on network television. I'm sorry.
Could have done it on Netflix.
Could have done it on Netflix. Yeah. And we got some stuff we'll be talking about Netflix on our next episode. But I know we're about to get out of here, man. We kind of got some stuff we kind of covered. Anything that I missed, you guys want to bring up? Anything that you guys thought?
No.
I don't know.
You guys are good?
I'm good.
All right. Well, man, look, the DC, I'm going to give my final score. I really have to say, I really feel like giving them an A+.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say that because the DC is on fire right now. Their comic books are on fire. Their movies. The trailer for Wonder Woman was an A+ by itself.
Batman vs Superman should be on fire.
And somehow he still figures a way to work that into our modern conversation. I'm proud of you because you've only insulted that movie 4 times in a one show with us, and that's improvement. That means you have love. You're capable of it. All right, guys, it's your boy Roderick McDaniel and
Brandon Bowie
and our guest
Nick Valdezi.
All right, man, dude, Nick, it's always cool having you here on the show with us, man.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna have to come hang out with us a little bit later.
I'm gonna come back all the time, every time.
Well, you know what? We're gonna do a Marvel episode, so you may want to come in for that.
Oh.
We're gonna kind of cover everything
I'll
that
check
was
that
Marvel. Man, once again, guys, thanks for following us. Jump on our page, follow us on Twitter. Brandon, they can follow you at Thighside.
Yep.
All right. They can follow me at Coach Silky, and they can follow us at Go Team Lift on Twitter. And we have all this information. We always post our shows. Nick, where are we finding you still, man, online? I know last time you were here on the show, you just kept telling us you are not on social media.
I am still not on social media. I think maybe if I keep on coming to the show, I think I need to.
You seem like you might be hiding from, like,
the
FBI.
I don't want people to find me.
It's like,
You don't have social media accounts? What's wrong with you?
Because if people find me, I don't like people. That's what it
Okay.
is.
Well, look, that's why you're on the show with the grouchiest man in
Yeah,
America.
that's why. Right there.
Guys, it's always a blast talking to you. Thank you for listening to the show, and we'll be seeing you soon. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Team Lift Podcast with your hosts, Brendan Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Join us again next week as we discuss more topics from geek culture. Be sure to follow us on our Twitter page at GoTeamLift, as well as our personal pages at Coach Silky and at Thighside. You can direct questions and comments to us on our Twitter page, as well as find links to all of our social media outlets. Thank you for listening. See you again next week.